Hello guys, today we are going to create this project GitHub user search. Like it is my username on GitHub. So let's search with this. So this gives me the data, image, bio, repos, followers, following, location, etc. So let's search another user, Striver, and let's search. So it gives me the Striver data, repos, followers, following, location, Sweden, and bio, etc. So it is also mobile responsive. Let me show you this. And the data we are fetching from GitHub API. So let me show you. This is GitHub API, api.github.com/user/username. So without wasting time, let's get it started. So now I am in the VS Code. Let's create the React project. So npm create with. I am using the Vite bundler to create this project. Latest and dot for current directory. Package name, okay, React and JavaScript. So now install the dependencies npm I. So the dependencies are installed. In this project we are using Tailwind CSS. So let's install Tailwind CSS. Tailwind CSS. Okay, just wait. Get started. And here framework guidance, Vite, and copy this command and paste it here. So Tailwind install setup is done. So let's copy the content and paste it here. Tailwind config, paste it here. And now copy the utilities of Tailwind CSS and paste it into src/index.css. Okay. Now we need to set up the colors. So what colors we are using? So here colors. Inside this, the first color will be dark bg color, so background color, and the value will be hash 141 c2e, like this. And the second color will be dark gray, so dark gray. Okay. And the value will be hash 1e 2b48 2b48. Okay. And the third color will be dark blue, so dark blue, and the value will be 007 AFD, like this. And now let's observe the project. So here we have one component search and the other one is preview. So let's create the search component first. So inside this src directory I am creating new directory called components, and inside this component I am creating a subdirectory in search, and inside this search I am creating a file search.jsx, and here I am creating an component of React, like this. So let's create it. Div. Let's provide some classes to it. Class name flex, background will be dark, so dark gray. Okay. And padding will be 3 and gap will be 3. Rounded MD and shadow will be LG. Okay. Now let's create another div inside and give some classes to it. Class name flex, item center, and gap will be 3. Okay. Now let's create an span inside this, and we need the SVG, the search icon SVG. So let's get it from Google. React SVG icons. Let's now search here, search. Okay, just wait. And we are taking this, copy this from here like this and paste it inside this span and remove the props. And outside this span I am creating an input, so input will be text. Okay. And let's provide some classes to this input. Background will be transparent. Okay. And outline will be none, so outline none. and text will be white. Okay, and now outside this div create another div, and inside this we are creating a button. So button search, and now give some classes to button. Background will be dark blue, so dark blue. Okay, and rounded will be rounded LG. Okay, and padding X will be 3 and padding Y will be 2. Text white and shadow will be MD, shadow MD. Now let's import this component inside app.jsx. So I will remove this all and import search from components. Okay, now let's run the project. Npm run dev. Now let's open localhost 5174. Now the component is looking like this. So we need to provide color to this search icon. So inside this search component, we'll provide 2 rem height and width to this icon. Okay, and here we'll provide class name. Text will be dark blue like this. And now we will open this and this will be done. Now let's create the preview component like this. Now I am creating new subdirectory inside component called as preview. Inside this preview directory I am creating a file preview.jsx, and here I am creating a component rfc. Okay, so let's remove this, and inside this I am creating a div. So first let's create the UI. So let's provide some classes to it. Class name, background will be dark gray, and padding will be 5. Flex, text will be white, and justify center. So and rounded MD. So suggestions rounded MD. Now let's create another div inside this and provide some classes to div. Class name flex, and flex direction will be column, and gap will be 4. Okay, and inside this we are creating another div and provide some classes to it. Flex and gap will be 10. Item center. Okay, inside this I am creating another div, and inside this div I am creating an image. So for now temporarily I am giving this src link. So let's provide some classes to it also. Image, class name, width will be 28, and rounded full to round it into circle. And outside this div I am creating another div. Inside this div I am creating h1 will be the full name of the user. So now let's temporary user, will update it, and now creates an h3. Inside this h3 we will show username. So now we'll put temporarily username, and after this h3 we will create an paragraph to show when user joined GitHub. So joined at 23 January 2024. Okay, and outside this div I am creating another div and paragraph. Okay, so inside this we will show the user description. So now user description, and provide some classes to this paragraph. So class name will be max width extra small, and also provide some class to the h3. Class name, text will be dark blue, so text will be dark blue like this. And outside this div we are creating another div, and let's provide some classes. Class name flex, and background will be dark bg, and padding will be 4. So and rounded will be md, so rounded md, and justify evenly like this. And now let's create another div inside this, and now let's create another div inside this. and here I will create an h3 repos, first 4 repos. Outside this h3 we are creating an span, and inside this span we will show the user repos. So now temporarily 45, and now create same div. Let's copy and paste it here for following and for followers. So let's write it here, following and followers. So now temporarily the value will be 45, and now outside this div we are creating another div, and let's provide some classes to this. Class name flex, and flex column, flex direction will be column, and gap will be 4. And let's create another div inside this. Let's provide some classes to this div. Class name flex, and justify evenly, and inside this div I am creating a new div and provide some class name to this. Class name will be flex, gap will be 5, and item center for vertical alignment. And now I will show you, we need these icons, location, Twitter, and etc. So let's get it from Google. React SVG icons. The tab is already open, so let's search it here, location. So just wait, and now copy the icon from here and we'll paste into our code. So create an span here, and inside this span I will paste the icon, and let's remove the props and format the code. And outside this span I am creating a new span, and inside this we will show user location. So now for temporarily not found. Now let's copy the div and paste it here, and we need Twitter icon. So let's get it from React SVG icons. So write Twitter here, Twitter, and now copy the Twitter icon, this Twitter icon, copy and replace with SVG. So I will replace it, and now let's remove the props and import the preview inside app.jsx. So preview, and now let's copy the div and paste it here. Now change, and now format document, and now we require to change this icon, so location and Twitter. Instead of this we need an URL and email icon. So let's get it from React SVG icons. Search link here, link, and copy this link, SVG, and now replace with the SVG and remove the props. And now let's get the another icon. I will search email here, email, and let's copy the icon, email alert, copy it and replace with SVG and remove the props. And now let's see how. Now we have created both the components. Now let's fetch the data from GitHub API. So inside app.jsx I will remove this all and create a new div, and here I will create another div. Inside this div I will wrap search component and create another div. Inside this div I will wrap preview component and provide classes to this div. So class name flex, flex direction will be column, and gap will be 5, height will be screen, and width full, justify content center, and item center, and background will be dark bg. So now let's see our project. So till now we have created both the components, to search and preview. Now we need to fetch the data from user API. So Inside this app.jsx, I am creating an state variable data and set data from use state, and the default value will be empty object, and creating and second state variable is loading and set is loading equals use state, and the default value will be true. So now inside this search component, let's accept the two props, set data and set is loading. Now let's create a state variable inside search user and set user equals use state, and the default value will be yes, and let's provide the value to input value will be user, and on change passing callback and set user to e dot target dot value. And now let's create a handler, click handler. So const handle click equals an arrow function, and set is loading to true, and after this the function will be asynchronous, so I will add async here. Now const data equals await fetch. Let's use backticks inside this https column / api dot github.com /users / now let's inject a variable user and format this data to user data equals await data dot json. Now let's print this data in console, so log user data. So now let's provide the handler to button. So in button on click handle click, like now let's pass the props from app.jsx to search. So set is loading will be set is loading, and set data will be set data. Now let's check the console. I will click on search, and this gives me the data, all the data. Now we need to provide this data inside this component. So in preview we'll accept the props. The first prop will be avatar URL, and second will be name, and third one will be logging, and fourth is public repos and followers and following, and location, blog, Twitter, email, and is loading. Now let's put the props inside this. So the src will be avatar URL, so let's copy this and paste it here, avatar URL, and the username, so let's copy name and put it here inside brackets name, and now login will come here, login. And now let's add one another prop, will be date, and let's put the date here, so join date, and date will be here, date. Now let's add one another prop, description. So description will be bio, and put it here, user description, so bio, not date, bio. And the repo count, so let's copy public repos from here and paste it here inside brackets. Following, so let's copy following and paste it here, and now let's copy followers and paste it here inside brackets. Now copy location, and we will render this conditionally if found or not found. So let's put brackets here and location. If location is true, then return location, else not found. And now let's copy Twitter from here, paste it here. So here we will render conditionally if Twitter, so Twitter, if return Twitter, else not found. And now let's copy block from here, block, and paste it here. We will render it conditionally. The error will be n is missing here, so resolved, and put brackets here if block, so return block, else not found, not found. Now we put the last property will be email, so let's put brackets here and email. If email is available, then return email, else not found, not found. Now let's pass the props from app.jsx to preview. So the first prop will be avatar URL, so we will get it from data.avatar underscore URL. And the second prop will be bio, so bio will be data.block. The third one is email, so email will be data.email. And the fourth one is followers, so followers will be data.followers. And following, so this will be data.following, not followers, following. And the next will be location, so location will be data.location. And the next will be login, so login will be data.login. And the next is name, so name will be data.name. And the next is public repos, so public repos will be data.public repos. And the next is Twitter, so Twitter will be data.twitter. And the next is loading, so is loading will be is loading. Now the next one will be bio, so bio will be data.bio. And now the last is date, so date will be data.createdDate. So let's write createdDate. We will render it conditionally if available, so dot split from t of 0. Okay, so now we need to add loader, so inside this preview, this second div, so we will render it conditionally. So if loader is loading, अगर ये false है, so we will hit not here, so return it, else second div. Okay, so else div, okay, div. And inside this div we provide some classes. Rounded will be full, so rounded full. Height will be 4 and width is also 4. Border dark blue, so border is dark blue. And border top will be transparent, so border top transparent. And animate spin. We need to fetch data when page is loads, so for fetching data on page loading we use hook use effect. Inside this we pass in callback, and dependency array will be nothing, empty, so just call the function handle click. Now let's check our project. So we need to set the data, so remove the console and set data to user data, and set is loading to false. So now let's check our project. So our project is working properly. Now let's search here Aman and search. So it gives me the Aman data. So now our project is complete. If you want project code, the link will be in description, GitHub link. And if you learn something from this project, so don't forget to subscribe our channel and to like video.